This video discusses jsRevolution's Codeless Inheritance functionality. Codeless in this case means that you don't have to type in any of the extends language after the constructor, making inheritance very easy to implement and very easy to follow.
In this video, we're discussing inheritance. Here we can see that we have a person class. This is the namespace for the person class. And we will be extending from an alias of object, and the alias from object can be found in the includes array, and the alias object resolves to the name os.lang.object. Similarly, the student class, here we can see the fully qualified name for the student class. The student class will be extending from a person alias, and the alias for person again can be found in the includes array, and here is the fully qualified name of what we're of the class that we're extending, and you can see that that is in fact this class. Okay, here we'll be running through examples of creating objects. Okay, so here we're going to create a person object, and we will, on creating the object, we will go to the constructor, and we will see that the name is correctly passed. We now have an instance of student. Okay, now we will, an instance of person, and now we'll be creating an instance of student. And you'll notice that that on creating a student class, we actually first call the constructor of person, and it has passed the correct value. And then we call the student constructor, so the constructors are called in the appropriate order. And we now have an instance of type student. Okay, and then now here we're just showing that each class, person and student, has a toString function, and each of them will be called correctly and return an appropriate value. And again, student returns an appropriate value. The following here is we want to verify that classes are the correct instances of other classes. So a person is an instance of type object, a student is an instance of type person, and a student is also an instant type of object, etc., etc. And so we will run to the end here, and we will log the results of this out to the console. And here you can see the results, and you can verify for yourself that the inheritance model is working correctly. And that concludes our example of inheritance.
You have just seen a video on jsRevolution's Codeless Inheritance functionality. Stay tuned now for the next video on jsRevolution's Codeless Interface functionality.